This is episode 10 of Unshaken, the point of no return. You're listening to the Nomad Build with Angel Lopez, where we rebuild life from the ground up. One choice, one mindset, one breakthrough at a time. Because freedom is built, not bought. There's a moment in a man's life that doesn't look dramatic from the outside. No applause, no announcement, no music playing in the background. But internally, something ends. And once it ends, there's no going back. This is the point of no return. Most people think becoming dangerous means becoming loud, aggressive, unhinged. That's not danger. That's volatility. Real danger is much quieter. It's when weakness stops being an option. There's a phase every man goes through where he still believes he can balance his old self with his future self. Old habits, but controlled. Old friends, but limited. Old behaviors, but justified. That phase doesn't last, because eventually you realize something painful. The old version of you will sabotage the new one every time, not because it's evil, but because it's familiar. For me, the shift didn't happen all at once. It happened through exhaustion. Exhaustion from explaining myself. Exhaustion from overgiving. Exhaustion from betraying my own standards in small ways and pretending it didn't matter. And one day, I saw it clearly. Every time I compromised, I paid for it later. With peace, with focus, with self-respect. That's when I understood. This isn't about improvement anymore. This is about separation. The point of no return is when you stop negotiating with the version of you that keeps you stuck. You don't argue with it. You don't shame it. You don't dramatize it. You simply stop feeding it. This is where old habits die. Not because they're bad, but because they no longer fit the cost of who you're becoming. Late nights, distractions, escapes that once felt harmless. They stop feeling tempting because the price is too high. This is where old social circles fall away. Not with conflict, not with speeches, just distance. Because you realize some people only know how to interact with the version of you that no longer exists. This is where the old identity collapses. The identity that needed approval. The identity that over-explained. The identity that tried to be understood by everyone. Here's the truth most people never say out loud. Discipline isn't what changes you. Identity is. Once your identity shifts, behavior follows automatically. You don't force consistency. You don't motivate yourself. You simply act in alignment because anything else feels wrong. This is when a man becomes dangerous because he doesn't need permission. He doesn't need validation. He doesn't need to be seen. His actions are no longer emotional. They're inevitable. Dangerous men aren't reactive. They don't chase attention. They don't argue online. They don't announce their plans. They move quietly and consistently. And over time, the world adjusts around them. At the point of no return, Weakness stops being an option because you've seen the cost of staying the same. You've felt it, and once you've felt it deeply enough, you don't go back. This is where excuses lose their power. This is where discipline stops being a struggle. This is where the standard becomes permanent, not negotiable, not situational, not emotional. Permanent. The point of no return isn't a destination, it's a decision, a quiet one, made alone. And once you make it, you don't announce it, you live it. Old habits die. Old circles fall away. Old identity collapses. And what replaces it isn't rage, it's resolve. There's a moment where weakness stops being an option. If you've reached it, welcome. This is where the real work begins. Unshaken. Thank you for listening. If this message hit you, like it and share it with someone that needs to hear it. This is Angel Lopez with the Nomad Build. Until next time, keep building.